Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? It is day 15 of RPG A Day 2020, and our word for today is frame. You know, depending on where you're standing, depending on who you are, depending upon your background, a lot of different factors, you see things very differently. Depending on your frame of reference, you come at things from an extremely different point, or maybe a subtly different point. And that's one of the things we get to do in role-playing games that I really like is we get to change our frame of reference and view situations from different angles depending, let's say, where we are. Are we on which side of the metaphorical screen are we? Do we see things differently as a game master than we would as a player? Depending on what sort of character we're playing and what their role might be, we may see things somewhat differently. Depending on who they are, you might see things differently. Playing something like Circle of Hands, where we rotate the characters, allows us something kind of unique, where, we've seen these characters in play, we kind of know who they are, excuse me, but depending on which character I'm playing at any given time, well, the things look a little bit different because it's filtered through who they are, their personality, their experiences, all that sort of thing. In the game that we continue to play, and we just played this morning, the Sky is No Limit, where we're playing Leagues of Adventure, one of the things that we're doing is we're sort of doing a bit of troop-style play where we're playing our main characters, but very often our main character might not be in a scene, so we're playing one of the lackeys, one of the henchmen, or whoever, the people that our characters have hired and are part of like an extension of their character. And so very often, sometimes I'm playing Mr. Lawrence Garibaldi. Mr. Garibaldi. It's shameless choice of the name. But other times, I might be playing, Procter Gamble, the coward, or somebody else. I might, end up playing Tanveer Singh, or even sometimes get the chance to play my own lackey Grover when my character's not in the scene. So depending on who I'm playing, well, all of a sudden my frame of reference has changed a little bit. How I'm viewing a situation changes dramatically. If I'm, playing a thrill seeker, I'll run right into danger. But if I'm playing, Mr. Proctor, Procter and Gamble, whatever the heck they is, they're great lackeys, these two. But if I'm playing that guy, he's a coward, and so he's going to see the situation very, very differently. And so that's a lot of fun to come at things from different angles. And of course, you can look at this in a changing frame of reference based on you as the person, the player looking at the game, maybe making decisions as the player, maybe making decisions as an author or writer's room type thing, where you're wondering, well, what would be the coolest thing to have happen here? What would be most dramatic or effective or genre appropriate, as opposed to having just a frame of reference of that character, treating them as if they were a real person. So there's a lot of different ways, and I'm just scratching the surface of some of the different ways that we can change our frame of reference when we're in a role-playing game session, and because of that, all of a sudden we see the exact same scenarios, the exact same set of circumstances differently, and that can be a lot of fun. Because to me, now that I'm babbling a little bit, that's one of the neat things about role-playing games is we can all of a sudden, just with that little change, you have different perspectives and perceptions of things. Pretty cool stuff. I'll talk to you tomorrow.